You can take a comfortable seat on your mat. I'm gonna face this way, so I'm facing towards you guys and the microphone, but you're welcome to face however. I'm not looking at you guys anymore, and so you can face however, facing forward if that feels comfortable. Let's find a comfortable seat on our mat. Gently close the eyes and lift from the crown of the head. Just place the hands on the thighs and let the shoulders drop away from the ears. And as we close our eyes here, starting to focus on our breath, inhaling in all the way down to the low parts of the belly, and slow release, exhale out. Inhale, and release. A few more of those rounds of breath just to let our body start to relax and start to come into our practice. Letting the jaw release and the tongue release from the roof of the mouth. Allowing the mind chatter to begin to quiet. Start to focus on being very present right here on your mat, as if your mat space is like a tiny cocoon. It's all your own. And I encourage you to maintain this focus on the breath through your entire movement practice as well. So if at any point you find yourself coming away from it or holding your breath, come back and just slow down a little, finding the pace. And then gently open your eyes, reach your arms up overhead. Take your right arm down, reach the left arm overhead. Stay connected through the sit bones. Let the shoulder pull away from the ear. Inhale, lengthen. And left arm comes down, right arm reaches. Inhale, come back up to center. Pull your tummy in tight, so you're really engaging through the core, and open up through the chest as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lengthen up, plant your hands, and start to shift into a tabletop pose. So your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. And just rock your feet side to side a couple times. Spread your fingers out wide, pull your shoulders back. Drop the belly, lift the gaze into cow pose. And round the spine into cat. Inhale, lower. And exhale, round. One more, just like this. Lower the belly and lift the gaze. And exhale, round. Come back to neutral spine, pull your shoulders back, tuck the toes under, find your plank pose. Push the floor away from you. Tummy is pulled in tight, pressing through the heels. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose or mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhale, and as you exhale, shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly. Go ahead and tent your fingertips, pull your shoulders back, and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, rise the chest up, keep engaged, drop just the right shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, lengthen. We're going to find one more round. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders and find tabletop pose. Rock your hands all the way, or walk your hands rather, all the way over to the right, stretching through the left side body. And then walk your hands back through center, walking over to the left side body. Come back into center, spread your fingers wide, tuck the toes under, find that plank pose. Belly pulled in, open up through the shoulders. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose or mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here, inhale. As you exhale, shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. This time extend both fingertips out in front of you. Pull your shoulders again away from the ears. Your legs are engaged so much your kneecaps are popped off the mat. Press the right foot into the mat as you lift the left fingertips and the left foot up off the mat. Fully engaged. Push the right palm into the mat. 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Lower the left side down. Press the top of the left foot in the mat. The left palm into the mat. We'll do the right side. Take an inhale here. Exhale, rise the right side. Inhale. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale, release down. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Move through tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Make your way into your first downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out a couple of times. Take some little knee bends. Then bring the feet as wide as the mat and press the chest towards the upper thighs, keeping a softness in the knees. And come back to neutral with wide down dog. Take the right leg, lift it up, and plant the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Stay lifted off that back knee and just find some space here as you maybe shift forward or back, side to side. Whatever feels good, still taking this as a warm-up. And you're always welcome to stay right here, or if you'd like to intensify a little bit, ground down through the left hand and open up to the right. Extending right fingertips up to the sky and drawing that right shoulder open. These can be wherever's comfortable, up, center, or down. Plant the right hand back down on the mat. Everyone will step the right foot back to the wide down dog, soften the knees, and press the chest towards the thighs. Shift back to neutral. Left toes will come high. And plant the foot to the outside of the left hand, staking the hips, energizing through that back leg, maybe shifting them forward and back. And then you can ground out through the right hand if you did so on the other side and open up to the left. Bring your left hand back down, step back into standard down dog, feet about hip distance apart. Look forward and walk your feet behind your hands. Take a nice slow roll up, one vertebrae at a time, stacking each joint on top of another. Allowing the head and shoulders to come up last. Inhale, rise high. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Gently closing your eyes, relaxing your shoulders. Grounding down through the padded parts of the feet. Lifting up the kneecaps to engage the quads and pulling the tummy in. Letting the shoulders melt away from the ears and lifting the crown. Just finding a moment to feel your heartbeat, your breath. Coming back to those steady inhales and exhales. I'm taking this moment to make a dedication for our practice. Something that seems so important, especially right now, is to find gratitude in our day-to-day. So find one or a handful of things that you really just want to express some gratitude towards, things that you're going to keep at the front of your mind when things seem overwhelming. What are those things we are grateful for or holding close? And as you move and breathe your practice today, I encourage you to keep those things right at your third eye center, right in between the eyebrows, our place of enlightenment. Inhale, bring arms up overhead. And exhale, fold hands through heart center to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, draw your shoulders back, soften the knees. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, right foot stays forward. Drop your left knee down to the earth. You can either stay right here or inhale, rise up. Drop the shoulders down, lift the heart up towards the sky. Plant your hands around the left foot, draw the right toe, or draw the right toes towards the nose. Keeping the spine long. And then shifting your weight forward, grounding down through that right foot, tucking the left toes under. Launch off into a standing split. Let the left heel rise up towards the sky as the crown of the head drops down towards the earth. Drop all 5 left toes to face down and rise that energy from the heel. Now you're always welcome to stay here or use a block or makeshift block like we talked about before class. Or if you're wanting to play around a little bit, you can start to bring hands in line with the right foot. Maybe take one hand to calf, maybe the other. And if you're taking your balance, you can release one and then the other. Everyone will bring their hands back in front of the toes and draw the left fingertips down to meet the right. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, open through your heart. Come back to your intention, your intention of gratitude. Inhale, lengthen, and draw hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. With the right foot, keep the left foot down. Lowering down to the back knees, sinking the hips, drawing shoulders back. You can stay here or inhale, rise. Let the shoulders relax. People looking to join right now. And then plant your hands around the left foot, ground down through that left foot, and launch off into your standing splits, letting the right heel rise up toward the sky. Head drops down, hip drops down. Rise energy from the heel. And if you play with the balance on the other side, you can go and start to bring hands in line with the foot. Maybe one hand to calf, maybe the other. And then if you're in the balance, bring fingertips back in front of the left toes, release the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, rise high. Then separate the feet about hip distance apart. Take the right hand down by your side and extend the left fingertip. Drop the left shoulder away from the ear. Hold your belly in. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, deepen ever so slightly. Inhale, lengthen. And drop left hand down as you reach over with the right, opening out to that right side. Drop the right shoulder away from the ear. Hold belly in. Inhale. And exhale deeply. Inhale back up to center. Draw hands through heart center, forward fold. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to high plank pose. We're going to move through our chaturanga series, but if at any point this feels like too much for you, you're welcome to find down dog. Shift forward to a line, and then draw elbows back, trying to hug towards the ribcage. Also an option to take the knees here. Inhale, lift your heart forward, knees pop off the mat, up dog. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Again, you're always welcome to skip that little series and push straight back to down dog. Inhale, right toes rise high. Hold the right foot between the hands, low lunge. Sink your hips down. Press energy through the left heel. Feet roughly about hip distance apart. That means it should not look like you're walking on a tightrope. Inhale, lift the chest. Drop shoulders down. You should be able to wiggle all 5 right toes. Draw hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring the left elbow to the top or outside of the right thigh. See if you can stack the right elbow on top of the right wrist and press into the palms. As you inhale, fill the belly with breath. And as you exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more rounds of breath, just like that. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Next, inhale, hands come back to heart center. Extend the fingertips down by the sides. Open up through the collarbone. Bring your gaze to the top of the mat as you hinge your hips forward, almost feeling like you're going to launch off to fly. Draw the shoulders back, pull tummy in. You're still able to wiggle all 5 right toes. Hold here and breathe with all of this engagement. Inhale, rise arms up overhead. Exhale, open through the heart. Inhale, find length. Spin the left heel down, open into warrior 2. Roughly a heel to arch alignment on the feet. Shoulders are down, gaze is over the right fingertips. Shoulders over the hips. Stack the knee over the ankle or just behind. And on your next inhale, lengthen the front leg. Reach forward, place the hand on the thigh, and open up into triangle. Keep the softness in that right knee. Gaze can be down, center, or up, yogi's choice. Reverse your triangle, reaching back. And find a bend in the right knee as you cartwheel your hands around the right foot. Step back to high plank pose. Take a shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a few recovery breaths here. Maybe a quick drink of water. I think everybody's in now. You can rise your left toes high when you're ready. And plant your foot between your hands, low lunge. Both feet have their own length. Sink your hips down. Inhale, rise up. Pinkies draw inward, sinking. And draw the heels to heart center. Take a nice full breath in. And bring that right elbow to the top or in outside of that left thigh. Extend right leg long. Left elbow on top of the left wrist. And twist. Inhale, fill belly. Exhale. Focusing on your breath. Draw hands back to heart center. Extend fingertips down by your side. Active jazz hands here, really engaging, dropping shoulders down. Gaze shifts to the top of the mat as you squeeze your shoulder blades along the spine. You're physically pushing your body away from the mat a little bit, so you're engaging in those legs. Tummy is in. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Everything is active. Fire up your breath. Fire up your intention here too. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, open your head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open into warrior two, spinning your right heel down, finding that heel to arch alignment, letting the hips sink down. Gaze is over the left fingertips. Should be able to wiggle the toes, no gripping in the toes. Find all of that focus across the left middle finger. Inhale, lengthen the front leg, reaching forward, placing the hand on the shin, the floor, a block, or whatever support you're using. Finding that triangle pose, letting the right hip bone fall neutral while you open through the right shoulder. There's always a little softness in the left knee. And reverse the triangle, reaching the left fingertips back, finding some length to that left side body, pulling out the hip bone. And then soften the left knee as you cartwheel your hands around left foot, step back, high plank. Option to take the knees as you shift forward, lower down, chaturanga, no lower than your elbows, stay active. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. And pedal at your feet. Inhale, look forward and walk both feet to the top of the mat. Feet can be together or hip distance apart. Lower your seat. Inhale, rise up, Utkatasana chair pose. So pinkies are turned inward, shoulders drop back. You should be able to wiggle all 10 of your toes. Your spine is nice and long, belly is in. Settle into a strong foundation here. Maybe even play with your feet. Do you feel more stable keeping them a little bit apart? Or do you feel more comfortable having them together? Draw hands into heart center. Keep the chest lifted and the belly in. Draw right arm open, left arm extends forward. Should be able to wiggle all 10 toes again. Draw the tailbone down. Inhale back to heart center. We're moving over to the other side. Stay low. Exhale, left arm extends, right arm reaches. Inhale back to center, lengthen your legs, ground down through the right foot, kickstand the left toes up. So if you're feeling more comfortable keeping it on the ground, you can always stay there. If you'd like to play somewhere between, otherwise you can bring it up to hip height and flex that left foot. Pull the tummy and relax the shoulders. Hold that engagement, that balance. Stare at your unmoving focus. And then gently step that left foot back up 2.5 to 3 feet, maybe even bring it to a 45-degree angle. Goal here is to keep the hip bones forward and the right knee a little bit soft. Take a breath. You can keep hands on heart center as you just manage that hinge forward. And what I'd like you to focus on is find that place where you feel the rounding in the back break, and let's just stop there for a couple of breaths. Or if you feel that right hip pulling forward. Again, you really want to keep that right knee soft. Find your tabletop limit. Take another big breath there. And then go ahead and find a rounding in the upper back. Place the hands to the floor, a shin, an upper thigh. Just let your forehead round down towards the knee. Now, it may never even get close. That's okay. It's really more about just energetically drawing the forehead towards the knee. You guys, and you know I still miss you, but I'm still drinking coffee in my cup. Bring hands back to the hips, rise the chest up, and step the left foot up to meet the right. Ground down through the left foot and kickstand the right to a full. We'll start with hands at heart center. You can stay connected to the earth, especially if you're newer to the practice. You can start to play by hovering at any height, eventually flexing that right foot, right knee at hip height, belly in. Find a place where you're connected not only to the physical pose, but also you're finding that breath, and maybe even having an opportunity to bring that attention. Another inhale here, and with control, step the right foot back about 2.5 to 3 feet, 45-degree angle. Hips are forward. You can help guide them there with your hands if you'd like. Soften the left knee and find that tabletop hinge forward. Find your edge, and once you found your edge, take a nice full round of breath. Releasing your hands down to the mat, shin, thigh, whatever is accessible, and allowing the rounding to happen as you draw the forehead towards the knee. Start to lift your chest back up, hands back to the hips. With control, rise the chest. Step right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, rise up. Turn the pinkies in, drop the shoulders down, find your way back to Utkatasana chair pose. Bellies are in, you move hands right to heart center. Keep breathing here. We've hit the point of peak pose in our class. For those of you who take my classes a lot, which I know there are many of you that are logged in today, you are always welcome to skip the peak pose. I will give you a different opportunity to practice, but if you're playing around with peak pose here today, we're going to start in chair. Take a nice big inhale in, and bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Now, when you find this twist, make sure you keep the knees right in line with one another so you keep the hip bones in line. Again, working to stack it right over the wrist. Just start by working into deepening into this twist, really twisting through the torso and the belly, pulling the right shoulder back. This is option one for you to stay. Continue working on twist, continue working on the breath in the twist. Option two is to keep the toes connected to the earth as you rise the heels up and drop the feet towards the heels, and you continue to deepen into the twist. This is option number two. Option number three is to maintain your twist, but bring the hands down along the lines of your mat. So I like to place the heels of my hands right on the edge of the mat, just so I know they're in a straight line. And then I'm going to bend the elbows back without bowing the elbows out. We have a tendency to want to pull them out sometimes. I'm going to pull them in, make a nice little shelf with my triceps, lift the right hip and just above the right knee onto the triceps, and maybe just see what that feels like to bear some weight. The toes never have to leave the earth as you shift forward, elbows over wrists. Gaze stays forward. And eventually, if you want to start to play with rising those toes up off the ground and maybe finding your leg extension. We'll give you about 3 or 4 breaths to play with whatever your peak version of this pose is. So I gave you about 3 or 4 options to play with. We do encourage that you find one variation and give that variation about 3 or 4 breaths to build strength in that variation. Finish up your last round of breath here. Start to make your way back down. Everyone can place their hands on the earth, rise their hips up. Let the head and neck fall. Soften through the knees and find opposite hands to opposite elbows. Playing side to side. Letting everything completely release here. If you're feeling any kind of stress that's weighing heavy on your shoulders, this is a great opportunity to visually see yourself releasing that stress off your shoulders, letting it roll off your mat, out of your head. And then reach for opposite elbows as you switch sides, continuing to sway side to side and keeping those soft. Release your fingertips down, bring your toes back together. Inhale, rise tall. Pinkies draw inward, activating the arms, dropping the shoulders, and sitting back into your Uttanasana chair pose. Hands can come to heart. Take a nice big breath in here. And as you exhale, knees stay in line with one another as the right elbow comes to the outside of the left thigh. Press through the palms and twist. You're welcome to stay here, just like you did on the other side, or slowly start to lift the heels and bring the seat down as you deepen into this, twist a little bit. Again, if you played on the other side, you can bring hands to the left side, keeping the elbows drawn in and the heels of the hands in line. Creating a shelf with those triceps so that you rise the left leg on top. Maybe just stay connected. Gaze forward is a big part of this pose. So if you're looking back on your feet, probably are going to feel pretty unstable. So keep your gaze forward. Maybe start to lift the toes. Again, find 3 or 4 breaths in whatever your peak variation is. And you'll start to come back. And we'll all find our way into that forward fold again. This time, separate the feet about hip distance apart. Bring your arms out to a T. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and pull your belly in. Lift up to a halfway lift. Keep engaged. And then interlace the hands behind your back. This is another option where you could grab your opposite forearms, or as I mentioned, a strap or towel in the beginning of class. You could also grab on there. And once you're connected, once you're squeezing the forearms together or grasping onto the forearms or your strap, go ahead and let the chest drop. Again, visualizing any of that stress rolling off your shoulders, out of your head, and out of this space. Release any gripping of your arms. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, open through your chest. Inhale, lengthen. And draw down through heart center. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to high plank pose. Take a slight shift forward, option to take the knees as you lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog.
Finding your breath, finding your intention. And then lift your right leg high. Bend the knee, open up in the hip. Circle out your ankle, try to keep your shoulders squared. And if you have flip dog in your practice, you're welcome to flip your dog, lifting your hips up, otherwise just stay open, circling out your ankle. Flip dogs can come back and plant the right foot between the hands, low lunge. Spin the left heel down, so we're preparing for warrior one, about a heel to heel alignment or wider on this one. Drop the right knee over the ankle or just behind and rise tall to warrior one. Pinkies turn inward, shoulders drop. And then take your arms behind you, interlace the hands, and let the chest open up. Pull your tummy in and breathe. Draw in another big inhale into that open front space. And then take the right shoulder, bring it to the top or inside of the right thigh. Release the grip of the hands. You can stay in your humble chest. Start to walk your hands to the center. Draw all 10 toes to face the side. Allow the head and neck to drop. Kind of just a simple hamstring stretch here to start. Keeping the knees a little bit soft, working the chest towards the thighs. If you have deeper variations of this, what you like by bringing the hands through the legs, or even grabbing the outsides of the calves, go ahead and take whatever variation you have. And bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Lift up to a tabletop spine to start, just setting up this pose with a nice long spine. Start to walk the hands as far to the right as you possibly can. For you guys, it's probably this way, right? And then ground down through the left hand and open up. That feels accessible to grab the outside of the leg for a little deeper variation of this, you're welcome. Release your hands back down to center. Walk your hands over to the right leg, left leg, and open up. If you take a deeper variation on the other side, grabbing the outside of the calf, go ahead. Release yourself back to center. Soften the knees, arms will come out to a T. Rise up into star pose. Turn all 5 toes to face forward, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reaching the right arm back, staying deep into that right knee bend, opening up out of the right rib cage. And curl your hands around the right foot, step back to high plank pose. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 recovery breaths here. Maybe find some movement, quick drink of water. And your left toes will rise high, bend the knee, open up in the hip. Circle out the ankle. And if you flip your dog on the other side, go ahead and flip your dog, lifting the hips up. Flip dogs can come back. Everyone will plant the left foot between the hands, low lunge. Send the right heel down, preparing for that warrior one as you rise high. Healthy bend in the front knee, shoulders drop. Push into the pinky edge of the right foot and draw the left hip bone back. Drop the arms behind you, interlace the hands or the forearms as you lift your heart to the sky. Send some big breaths into that open hip space. Another big inhale. The left shoulder comes to the top or inside of that left thigh. Stay low in the chest as you bring your hands back down. Arms can come back to center, all 10 toes face the side. Again, coming into that tabletop spine, pulling the belly in, pulling shoulders away. Start to walk your hands over to the right foot. This time, bend in the right knee, flex in the left foot. And you're welcome to stay here. I'm going to give you a couple of variation options. You can stay lifted in the chest. You can kind of deepen into the hip and the side body stretch by reaching the fingertips forward. You can ground down through the left hand and find a bit of a chest opener if that feels good. If you're into binding and you're playing with binding, you're welcome to find the bind. So especially here with your home practice, you play with what feels best in your body. Draw your hands underneath your shoulders, lift your chest up, and shift over to the other side. I should mention, if this doesn't feel very accessible coming all the way down like this, you're always welcome to find a partial version of this, keeping the hips lifted. Find whatever feels good. And again, as far as your variation options, you can stay lifted in length in the spine, extend the fingertips forward, ground on through the right palm and find an opening in the chest, or deepening that opening in the chest and shoulders with the bind. What variation you've chosen today, just make sure you're breathing. Everyone will come back to neutral. Bring your hips back up. All 10 toes face forward to start. Arms come out to a T-pose, belly in, rise up to star pose. Turn the left toes forward, moving into your warrior two, sinking the hips down. Left palm flips up as you reverse your warrior, opening up space through that whole left side body. Cartwheel your hands around the left foot, step back to high plank pose. Shift forward, taking chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Looking forward, walking your feet to the top of the mat. Rise high. And hands to heart center. Let the shoulders drop down, fully tummy in. Ground down through your right foot and kickstand your left. You can stay right here with the foot at the ankle, a little more supported. Maybe bring it to the calf, just please avoid the knee. Or you can bring it all the way up into the inner thigh. Find one unmoving point of focus. You can keep your hands at heart center. Or extend all of that amazing energy out. All right. With control, bring hands back to heart center. Release the left foot down. And find a little movement, the legs or the ankles before we go on to the other side. Come down through the left foot and kickstand the right. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Connect with the ankle, the calf, or the inner thighs. You're welcome to stay here, hands on heart center. Bring the hands back in. Release the right foot down, parallel the feet. Gently close the eyes, relax the shoulders down, stand strong at the top of the mat. Start to let the arms fall down by your sides, your fingers spread nice and wide, drawing the shoulder blades together and opening up through the collarbone. Keep those eyes closed. Visualize your intention for practice, those things that you are grateful for, filling that heart space. Rise arms up overhead. Bring that energy through heart center. Lift up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to high plank pose. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Walk your feet to take a nice comfortable seat on your mat. Take the right foot on bottom. Take fire log pose today for our hips. So the right foot on bottom and the left foot on top. Now, if this does not feel good in your hips or it's just too intense, there's some nice ways to modify by extending the bottom leg long, or even just bringing that right foot to the inside of the thigh as those hips open. So you play with whatever feels good. Try to flex the toes towards one another, ground down through your sit bones, widen through your collarbone, take a nice big breath into belly. And exhale, hinge forward. See if you can keep a nice long spine. And if you prefer variations of deepening into this by reaching the fingertips forward, you're welcome to take any of those options. In true detox form, at 4 p.m. detox form, I am running a little bit late. I'm guessing nobody has any pressing things to do this afternoon. And start to lift your chest back up wherever you are. We're going to switch up the legs. So that left foot is on bottom and the right foot is on top. And again, if you took any modification options on the other side, go ahead and do so on this side as well. Flex the toes towards one another. Lift through the spine. Take a nice breath in. And start to draw the chest towards the calf. And again, if you took that option of extending fingertips forward on the other side, you're welcome to do so here as well. Lift your chest up. And go ahead and tent the knees, just rocking them side to side a couple of times. And bring your arms out, draw the shoulder blades back and down, and slowly press one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Bringing your arms out to a T with your palms down. Bring the left knee into the chest and keep both shoulder blades and both palms down as you draw the left knee to the right. Bring the left knee back to center. Keep the right arm extended, but take the left two piece fingers of the big toes and draw the knee to the outside of the left rib cage. So really draw the knee down towards the mat and then see if you can work the ankle over the top of the knee. Right toes point towards the top of the mat and the shoulders, of course, relaxed. You can stay here. If you want to play with a little bit more extension, you can find the extension of the left leg. Take the left arm, give the left knee a little squeeze, and release it back down. Arms come back on 2T, palms face down, right knee draws up. Take a full breath in and drop the right knee to the left as you gaze over to the right. Draw right knee back to neutral. Keep the left arm extended, the right two piece fingers draw down, knee draws down to the outside of the rib cage. See if you can work that right ankle over the top of the knee. And if you found extension on the other side, go ahead. Start to bring the right knee back in, give it a little squeeze, and release it down. Bring one hand to your tummy and one hand to your heart. Bring the soles of the feet together and then knees to spread out wide. Letting the eyes fall heavy and close. Feeling your tummy rise and fall with the breath. Feeling the heartbeat in your chest and just letting the body continue to calm. Bringing that gratitude, that intention right back to third eye center. Place of enlightenment. And allow your arms to fall heavy down by your sides and your legs to become long on your mat. Keeping your eyes closed. Keeping your breath soft, maybe even softer than it was during practice, a little less intentional. Letting every part of your body feel heavy and melt into the mat. Preparing for this moment of stillness, this brief meditation where we actively think of nothing. Visualize your whiteboard in front of you and allow your mind to data dump every single thing on your whiteboard. And these days that might look a little different than it did a few weeks ago when it was filled with hockey schedules and practices. Now it might be filled with things of worry, fear, stressors. Just let your mind dump all of that onto your board. Empower yourself to take your dry eraser and wipe that board completely clean. Every last time. You're staring at your plain white board. Have that weight off your shoulders, all that weight up your mind. And I encourage you here to sit in silence with your little background music, staring at your plain white board and letting nothing else creep into your head. But if it does, that's perfectly normal. Acknowledge it, put it back on the board, and wipe it back clean. And actively do this for the next few moments.
Find some small movements in your fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead, taking a big stretch. Rolling to either side of your body. Slowly press up to a comfortable seat on your mat. And draw your hands in a heart center. Taking this moment just to send a little bit of gratitude. I think there are 49 of you signed in today. And even though we are social distancing, I'm so grateful for how connected this makes me feel back to our community. I'm so grateful to all of your love and support. I hope you are all taking very good care of yourselves and you're continuing to stay moving. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.